Hey, what's going on out there, YouTube family? This is Sammy Leggy here representing TeamJVS, back here again to give you guys another movie review. I'm taking a small little break, intermission break between TIFF. We're doing TIFF coverage, Toronto International Film Festival, if you don't know what that is. We've got a lot of different reviews, so we really want you guys to go and check them out. Stuff that hasn't even been released out for distribution between like Amazon, Netflix, and theatrical. And we really want you guys to see it. Just want to make sure I do that shameless plug really quick. But this film I'm talking about right now is called Prisoners of the Ghostland. I almost said the Wasteland. This is starring Nicolas Cage, Sofia, I always get her last name wrong, Boutella. If you don't know, think Kingsman, a couple other things, Atomic Blonde. She's really good martial artist, actually. I wish she was in a lot more action-related roles. You got Nick Caviezel. If you've seen Face Off with Nicolas Cage and John Travolta, the guy that's like, I'm gonna take your face off. Like the guy that was the drug dealer that Nicolas Cage character, the other Nicolas Cage character was actually Cassidy, was working with. He's in this movie as well. He actually, in the very beginning of this, he is working with Nicolas Cage's character, hero, quote unquote, doing a bank robbery. And, things start to go awry very quickly. The first thing I can say off of the gate is that the shots, there's a lot of interesting shots in this one. Like cinematography is very vibrant, very elaborate, very artsy. This is a very artsy film on so many different levels, from a technical level to a psychological level, like what the story is trying to say. Now, Sion, I really think Sion Soto, if you don't know who that is, that's the Sion Soto is the actual director in this. I think that there was something that he was trying to convey when it comes to making a decision about something and dealing with the ramifications of your actions. And almost like there is a possibility of retribution, but you still have to deal with the ghosts, literally the ghosts of your past, because they have to form you into a new path. And that's literally and figuratively happening in this film, because there are quote unquote ghosts, people that, are dealing with other things that are just in a wasteland situation. And also, like I said, Sofia's character is being oppressed. Like she's been put in a situation where she's been a prisoner since she's been very young, under the thumb and rule of this guy named the governor. Now, when we first see Sofia's character in this movie, she's not underneath his thumb. She was getting out, and then she ends up in a whole nother prison. Thus, why Nicolas Cage's character, his whole purpose is to go and retrieve her. Now, we've seen this countless times, like the retrieval situation. Like we've seen this, I don't know how many times. It is like almost overdone and overcooked at this point. How many times, how many different movies and series have done this? What can I say? I think Nicolas Cage definitely seemed like he was doing a lot. I don't want to say he was doing too much, but I think that there's been a balance that I've seen with him, whether it's Pig, whether it was the Wonderland movie, whether it was Mandy. I feel like he was able to allow his acting capability and acting prowess to have moments where he also explodes and goes crazy and has those tropes that people know him for, but in a very specific kind of way. This, it takes him all through different levels of like the wrong sides of that. And I just couldn't get behind his character. I mean, I wanted him to succeed, and I wanted, things to kind of work out, specifically, his relationship with the character that Sofia's character was. Her name is Bernice. But I actually cared more about Bernice than I did him. And it was kind of just like, he's just there like a sword. But again, if you go Mad Max Fury Road, right? If you took that and lined that up with this film, this would look like a very bad film. I hate to say that. But it's true, because a lot of the different luxuries from Mad Max Fury Road, whether it's like people that are mutated, like almost like near sci-fi level supernatural stuff going on, this takes that, but with a very lower budget, and the concept and the compromising things that are happening with and through the different people from the wasteland, the ghosts of the wasteland and the faction of people that are underneath the oppression of this governor, it just makes it so convoluted and so over the place. I kind of was like in the very beginning, like I was just kind of like waiting for this to kind of end. And I know I'm coming down on it hard. I will say that there are some really good action moments. There's some interesting action moments I felt like worked really well, choreographed pretty well. They just weren't shot well. Like the shot direction as far as the action, most of the good action moments took place at night. No action moment was like good enough to actually be something that you could really actually see. But it was enough for me to be like, oh, okay, because it's very vibrant and they took a specific route with it. I don't know, man. I hate to say this. This was not one of my favorite films, unfortunately. I think that now I'm kind of like, this was a little too over the top. This is a little too much. And it felt like it was trying to tell me something and I just could not get it. I couldn't grasp it. There's very interesting artistry and, like I said, with the choreography and with the coloring and the vibrancy. But then when you have like a character like the governor who's just this, I don't know, this throwaway, mustache twirled like villain that one doesn't have any, not any charismatic side of him. Like, it's kind of like, take Mr. Candy, take Leonardo DiCaprio. And I know Leo is a huge, high bar to reach. But Mr. Candy and Django, right? He had an underling in Samuel Jackson, which both of their characters, even though they're evil, terrible, sadistic people, you're never going to forget them. And they were written that way. Yes, they were acted well, but they were also written that way. And this guy, I just could not care to know. And like everybody was going and doing this weird stuff with their copying him. It just didn't flow for me. And I initially was kind of like, oh, I think midway I was kind of like, this is a 5 at this point. But I actually, I'm going to rest this at a 3.5 out of 10. This was not my favorite Nicolas Cage movie. This might be my least favorite Nicolas Cage movie I've possibly ever seen. And that's really saying a lot because I was really interested to see where this was actually going to go. And maybe it's because I've seen a lot of really good films lately, but this was not it, unfortunately. Let me know what you guys think of this film. It will be releasing out on Friday. Don't take my word as the gospel. There are plenty other reviewers out there that have seen this at different film festivals. There's already gotten access to be able to actually watch it. Go into it with your own eyes, without my words and my perspective. My job is really just to convey with you my personal experience with going through the watching of this actual film. It's not something I necessarily would recommend to anybody, but I want you guys to go in. Let me know what you think. If you really enjoyed it, if you liked it, all the better for you. And I definitely want your opinions in the comment section below. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you share it. And if you are not subscribed, please subscribe because we got a lot of content coming for TIFF and other things that you really just don't want to miss. So if you don't mind, put that post notification button and I will talk to you guys soon. Keep it locked. JVS, we ain't gonna stop. Peace, guys.